Okay, good morning, everybody. So I hope I'm audible to you all.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So today is the first class. So basically, today we will discuss about course policy document and a few of the queries that you have regarding the subject, and then we will see what we can do in the leftover time. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So let me see. Yeah. Almost maximum of the students had joined the class, so we will start now. Just give me a moment, okay? Okay. So screen is visible to you all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the, can you please mail us the, अरे पहले देख तो लो. I can mail you the things, but few of the things won't be understood to you if I won't explain it over here. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah. So in this, the course code is 2CS104 computer programming. We have 2 hours lecture in a week, 1 hour in a week for tutorial and practical for 2 hours. So weekly it is being divided into 2 hours for theory session, 2 hours for practical, and 1 hour for tutorial. Okay. So total credit for this course is 4. Now I am your course coordinator. This is my name and this is my email ID. And then other faculties who are teaching CPR, Dr. Swati Manekar, Professor Vipul Chudasma, and then Dr. Pranay Bhattacharya. Okay. These two LMS link you will get later, and course programming website I will update it within due course of time. So it's not being updated right now, but within 10-15 days or maybe after Diwali vacation, I will do that. Okay. So why do we need this basic C programming? Any answers?
For us to understand the language of computer.
This is
Sir, but why only C is taught in the college?
okay. This is also a good question. Any other point? Any other point that anybody wants to tell or ask?
Because sir, C is the most basic language that we should start upon.
Yes. Okay. So, what has been said, like C is the most basic language through which we should start upon. It it suggests like to understand the concept of programming. You need to understand few of the things from the basic. How a loop in a programming works. Do while, for loop. Okay, how the repetitive task is being done within a loop. To understand that, one of the basic language that you should study is C. I won't say only C. There are a few other languages also. You can study them also. But one of the basic language that you can study is C. And the industry aspect of C is it is being widely used in system or industries where they require least computation time for task, real-time systems. Okay, and where they don't have that much of space to store bulky softwares. Okay, so Cisco is still using C programming for routing and all those things. Companies like Airvana and all those are still using C for their embedded system. So we say like C is a language, and after C, a lot of new language has evolved, but its utility is still viable. Okay, utility means अभी भी वो market में use की जा रही है. Okay, so gradually as something becomes old, its utility decreases. After C++ has came, after C++, Java has came. When Java has came into the market, he has penetrated in every field. Then after Java, other languages have come and they have penetrated the market. So gradually, as the new languages and new platforms will come, older one will start losing their market. Nowadays, most of the companies are using open source platforms like Python, R programming, etc. Okay, because they don't want to give the license fee for utilizing their resources. If you want to purchase, for example, MATLAB, if you want to work on MATLAB, then you need to get the license from the MATLAB. So companies are saying, why to pay this much of money to the person who has developed MATLAB? Let's use Python, which is an open source language. Okay, but still the utility of C we were talking about. So it is being utilized where we require real-time computation or where we have very limited resources in terms of memory space and all those things to compute something. So in those industries, C is still very useful. Moreover, in Python, if you talk about Python, then there is no concept of pointers into it. So while working with the addresses, we don't, if we directly jump to Python, you are not going to understand how we are going to work on the address spaces of memory. Okay. So to understand better those things, we are using C. So once you know the basics of programming, like how for loop works, how if else condition works, how switch case condition works, how we are using pointers, how we are using structure, how the logic works, then it becomes easy for you to adapt to a new language. What will happen if you adapt to or jump from one language to another language? Logic of the logical portion will be same. The syntactical portion will change. Syntax means in C you write printf. to print something on the screen. Okay. In Java system.out.println, syntax has changed, but what both the statements are doing, they are printing on the screen. Okay. So like you want to print something. So if you are using C, printf. If you are using Java, system.out.println. Okay. In terms of C++, C in, C out is being used for taking the user's input and printing the output on the screen. Okay. So if you know that you want to print something on the screen, then if you know the logic, if you change the platform from C, C++ to Java, only the syntax will change. Okay. Clear? If you know how to work with the for loop, and if you understand how it works, then in C you write for bracket open I equal to 0 colon I plus plus colon I termination condition I is less than 10, for example, and then you close the bracket, then curly bracket open, and within that you write quotes and then curly bracket close. So this is the basic structure of for loop. In Python, if you go for this, there are different structure. The syntax will change, but what is happening inside loop is same. Okay. The logic behind the for loop is same for C, for Python, for Java, or for C++. Okay. So to better understand the logic, we are working out with C. So for example, we have switch case in C, but if you go to Python, there is no switch case. Okay. So in order to implement switch case, you need to implement it logically using different logic into Python. I hope I'm clear till now. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. So you all are from which department? EC?
EI, sir.
Instrumentation and control?
EI, sir. Yes, yes.
The same,
Yeah.
the name has changed.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you understand by your department? Tell me. What is the basic task that you are going to perform after graduating from Nirma University?
Sir, in electronics and instrumentation, we have to make a chipset and then we have to connect it to our laptop for coding and stuff.
Okay.
And the instrumentation is different. For that, we have to make a control panel and then proceed for it.
Okay. Very good.
And
So,
sir,
yeah.
as robotics is an integral part, but we have to also program the robot other than making the robot. So
Yes, correct. So hardware part is different, software part is different. Okay. So from your answers, I'm saying hardware part is different, software part is different. What is a hardware? You purchase something, a chip, a microprocessor, or any other thing in which you want to perform something. So purchasing some hardware itself will not work. You have to program your things on that hardware. Okay, you have purchased a microcontroller. That microcontroller has some pins. Using those pins, you need to perform a certain task. So to perform a certain task, you need to code that microcontroller or any chipset into your desired task. Okay. So for example, if you say, if you want to just design a controller, like if temperature reaches 35 degrees Celsius, the air conditions should start working. Okay. So for that, you need to have a temperature sensor. So as soon as temperature reaches 35 degrees Celsius, it sends the signal to microcontroller. The microcontroller then switch on the AC. Okay. That has its own logic. So the logic behind it is you need to have a sensor to detect the temperature. once the temperature has reached beyond 35 degrees Celsius. So in C programming, what we'll say, if temperature is greater than 35, then go to microcontroller. The control will reach to microcontroller. Within microcontroller, you could have programmed something. So once this temperature is sending a signal in the form of yes or no. Yes means the temperature is beyond 35 degrees Celsius. Then switch on the AC. So the controller will transfer the control to some other pin, and through some other pin, a particular device will be switched on. Okay, similarly, if you are designing chips, so in creating chips, I'm talking about these which is being used in electronics. Okay, chips that are being used in electronics. So for that, you need to do fabrication. So once the chip fabrication is done, the chip is available to you. Now, once the chip is being available to you, you can program out your things into that. Okay. So for that, you need to know how to do simulations. Simulations means while designing the chip also, we use simulation. So VLSI design, you might have heard about. Very large scale integrated chip. So there also you need to first do the simulation, and then you come out with the simulation results, and then you fabricate the chips, because fabrication of chip is a costly event. So for that also you need to do simulation. Simulation means you are creating an real life environment into a computer. Simulation means if there are certain scenarios, in those scenarios, how the system will work. The problem may be traffic control also. Those problems are also simulated on the system, that is computer. Okay. So for to simulate those problems, you need to code different things. You need to provide input constraints, output constraints, and other constraints to the system, so that your system or your computer could be able to easily simulate those things into it. Okay. So this is why if you belong to any of the branch, irrespective of branch, I'm saying, you should have some basic skill set in programming. Because nowadays, in most of the industry, before going for practical implementation or deployment, the companies used to simulate all the results on system before going to implement it in the real form. Okay. In the real form means if I am designing something new in my company, then I would like to perform all tests on the simulated inputs, so that I'm doing it, because to design something and to deploy something is a costly event. Are you getting my point? For example, if I want to make water bottle itself, I have designed it. I consider my design as best. But under certain conditions, whether my design would be able to sustain or not, I need to check it. Because once I have launched it into the market, then there would be direct customer feedback. Customer may like it, may not like it. Okay. If they like it, very good. If they doesn't like it because of some of the flaws in the design, then I am losing my name. Okay. That is why you can hear about things like some car company has launched some specific models, and they are calling it back because of few of the flaws either in the engine or in the brake or in the battery system.
Sir,
That
that
was,
happened with MG Hector last year.
yeah, because that may happen. If the company should not call its model back from the customer, then that company is losing its face. That
Yes,
this
sir.
company is not producing good cars. So if companies itself find that this is a flaw within my design, within my components, then they call it back to save their faces. So once they start calling it back, then customers say like, yeah, there might be issues, there might be some flaws, but still that company is calling back those things. So they are supporting us. They are not leaving it on the customer to deal with the problem. Okay. So that is why most of the companies try to simulate their work on the system. Still, there might be chances that few of the errors are still present. Okay, because everything is not 100% perfect. But in case if you are getting an accuracy of 95 plus, that is 90 more than 95%, then you are getting fair amount of good accuracy. So the world works on that itself. And this is with the chips also. While designing a chip, you do the fabrication. While doing the fabrication, slight change in the environment also will be affected on chips. So the final output of fabricating the chip might not be the same. So two chips might perform differently in terms of performance. That may happen to 1 or 2% also. The difference might be 1 or 2% also. Because while fabricating the chips, a lot of things has to be controlled, like what is the temperature, different gases are being introduced on the chips to protect some corrosion or other things. Okay. So in right now, the scenario is if somebody has to build a road also in that you can say like 2 kilometer road also, for that also they require input data, slope of the road, the how the what is the soil condition of the soil, how much more rocks they are going to require to make it stable. So all these things are being collected and they are being given to a system that simulates certain things. And then that system comes out like you need to put this much of rock bed before building a road on that platform. What should be the composition and other different things. So system will suggest all those things. Now paper and pen based calculation are reduced. Almost most of the calculation are being done on the system. Okay. So this is why it doesn't matter if you belong to a computer science background, EC background, civil background, or any other background. You should have the basic skill sets in yourself so that you can use the system and understand the things in a better way. Okay. If you know how the things works, then it will become easy for you to adapt to the situation. Now you have your transitioned your phase from school to college. So in school, your family and your teacher, they supports you. For example, I am giving you a matrix itself. If they support you for the 90% of the time, so now you have transited to college. Now the support will reduce to 70%, 60%. Okay, because now you are becoming adults, you know what to do. If you don't know what to do, then you are going to know what to do within these 4 years of time. Few of you might know what to do. Few of you might not know what to do. But within this due course of 4 years, you more than 90% of the student would be able to know what I am going to do next. Okay. In the first year, you might be confused. You want to go to have a job after your graduation. You want to do masters after graduation, or you want to do business after graduation. But at the end of third year, more than 90% of you would be sure, like, I'm going to do these things after graduating from this college. Okay. So for those who are going to join industry, they would be tested on different things. Their basic background, like for example, you are from instrumentation and control backgrounds. So basic background, like your core subject. Apart from that, what extra you know? What extra means how you are going to be beneficial for them. Because within a batch, there might be 60, 70, 80 students. What extra do you have so that I select you? Okay. And most of the companies have their own way of dealing with the clients. And nowadays, the companies are more and more relying on system or computers or softwares. Okay. So if you don't understand those things from the base, then you might face challenges in adapting to this situation. For example, if somebody wants to go for a master's, that I'm going to do MS or whatever you want to after BTech. So for MS, you require to do your projects. Okay, you need to submit your projects, and the projects for submitting the project, you need to perform certain experiments. And nowadays, most of the experiments are being performed on system, that is simulations. Okay. Once you are done with the simulations, your results are perfect, then only they will allow you to implement those on hardware. Hardware means on basic chips, chipsets, or any other thing. Okay. So for that, you need to have understanding for the basics.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, can I ask something?
Yes, sure.
Sir, actually, I haven't chosen computer science as my fourth subject in 11th and 12th.
Yes.
And sir, due to which I'm finding difficulties while doing coding and that all. So yesterday we were having class, but I didn't understand that much. So
Uh,
what shall I do for that?
Yesterday you had a lab session? Lab session or class?
Sir, it was a lab session.
Okay. So what they have explained you? Yeah, you need to install the code blocks first.
Yes, sir.
Code
About Google.
blocks.
Yes.
You have done that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then they might have told you to write a program on or type anything like hello world.
Hello.
Yeah. So what difficulty you are facing in that? I'm frankly asking as a friend.
Sir, you might be knowing the basic terms of that programming, like what is that environment, what is this, what is that. I'm not understanding the basic terminologies of that concept.
Okay. You don't know what is compiler, you don't know what is interpreter, you don't know what is
No, sir, not at all.
yes. That I understand. And that we all understand, like within a day you won't be able to get all those things.
Sir, sorry to interrupt, but are we only supposed to use code block? We cannot
See,
use any other medium or other compiler.
just to maintain the uniformity, we are using code blocks. Okay.
Okay, sir.
because different C compilers will give you different results in certain cases.
Okay, sir.
Okay, because different people have designed different compilers. So if a compiler is logically designed in certain way, it might give you X output.
Okay, sir.
So if you test that same code on another compiler developed by somebody else, there might be chances that it may provide you different answer.
Okay, sir.
Okay, because the logic behind the design of compiler is very important.
Yeah.
Okay, so if the logic for X is different and logic for Y for a certain code is different, then
Okay.
there are possibilities that you might get X result and somebody else will get Y result. Okay, so to
Yes, sir.
just maintain the uniformity that everybody should get the same result.
Okay, sir.
So we are using the same platform, but it's up to you if you want to practice some other platform.
Yeah, sir.
I have told you the basic thing, like it depends on the designer of the compiler.
Okay.
Who it's designing the compiler. Certain outputs of the C code might be different on different compiler.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, so in those
Yeah.
cases, you will get panicked. सर आपने ये बताया था इसमें तो ये आ रहा है. ओके
Yes, sir.
तो वो हम उसको सेफ गार्ड करने के लिए हम एक प्लेटफॉर्म या फॉर एग्जांपल आपका रिजल्ट कुछ और आ रहा है, आपके नेक्स्ट रोल नंबर का कुछ और रिजल्ट आ रहा है. इट डिपेंड्स ऑन कंपाइलर. इफ यू स्टडी दोज थिंग्स देन यू कैन से लाइक या इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द कंपाइलर आल्सो. सो आप पैनिक हो जाओगे कि मेरा गलत है कि उसका गलत है. आपको लगेगा ना कि या तो मेरा गलत है या तो उसका गलत है. तो
Yes, sir.
वो सिचुएशन नहीं लानी है. तो इस वजह से हम एक कॉमन प्लेटफॉर्म यूज करेंगे, कोड ब्लॉक्स. ओके, so coming back to the question, previous question, you are starting this as new. We all know that you are starting it as new. I also believe when I have joined my BTech, then I also don't know anything. At that time, I was totally blank about C programming, but gradually we have catched it up. So yes, I would say yes to your answer. Like basic terminology is not known to you. Yeah, basic terminology is not known to you,
Yes, sir.
but you need to catch it up. Okay, that is why I have told you. Why when you were till class 12th, the support from the family and teacher is almost 90%. आपको हर चीज में ये नहीं आ रहा ऐसे करो, ये नहीं आ रहा. Once you start your transitions, then the support will automatically start getting reduced. I will try my best to support you all, but what I need is, what my expectation is, you should learn from yourself also. I will try to give you or provide you all the things.
Your voice is not audible.
Okay, let me check. Now it is
Yes, sir. You're audible.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
So what my expectation would be, like I would be giving my 100% to you, but my expectation will be, you now with this transition, you should start learning yourself also. Because what is basic engineering? Why we are doing engineering? Why we are becoming engineer? To develop our thought process. Okay. So if you won't be able to start learning from yourself, then how you are going to create some new designs or some new things? Okay, so our expectation would be now to let you learn from your end itself, and whatever support you are requiring from faculties would be there, definitely would be there. But our expectation would be, you now start transiting yourself also. So that means you should start getting focused onto what you want to do now. For example, if somebody wants to become an engineer only, and he doesn't want to go for masters and all those things, then he should start preparing themselves for the companies for the placement. If somebody wants to go for masters, then from now itself they should start preparing or looking into the aspect of what sort of scholarships that you can get for your masters, what are the thresholds in terms of grades that you should get to be eligible for that scholarship. Because if you see that into final year, then there is no use. You won't be able to increase your grades that much in the final year. If you want X grade, then you need to prepare it from scratch. That is, from first semester, you should start targeting your target. That is why I'm saying now gradually you need to be on your own. Okay. Now you are the person who should decide whether I'm going to join company, whether I'm going to join MS, whether I am going to do some entrepreneurial stuff. Okay. So for that, those who doesn't understand anything, I would say very good. Nobody knows anything from the first class. This is the first class. I also don't know anything, let's say. But gradually, I'm going to learn all those things. So don't get disheartened that I don't know anything. You will gradually get to know everything. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So for that, but for that you need to practice at your end also. stdio.h. You don't know anything. What is this? Standard input-output operations are being performed using that library. Okay. So whenever you are going to use printf, if you have your command printf into your code, then you have to use stdioh as a standard library. Otherwise, it will throw an error. Okay. So now I would say the languages have their own syntax because they are not human. The syntax, whatever syntax you will give, they will read that only. So for example, if you are driving a car, so what are the signals that you give to the car? You press the start button to ignite the engine.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then what you do? You press the clutch. From your foot, you press the clutch. Then
sir, we put the car's gear on the first.
gear. Yeah. So what you are doing? You are giving the instructions to the cars in the format that car understand. आप कार को इंस्ट्रक्शन उस फॉर्मेट में दे रहे हैं जिस फॉर्मेट में कार उस इंस्ट्रक्शन को समझती है. आप क्लच की जगह ब्रेक दबाओगे तो आप दैट मीन्स यू आर डूइंग सम एरर. So
Yes, sir.
in programming also, we have to give the commands in which the system understands. Different program have their own syntax. So syntax क्या हुआ basically? Instructions. So instruction has to be given to the system into the format that system understands. So printf, whenever you write printf, so system will understand you want to print something on the screen. Okay. So what it will see printf, तो ये कुछ प्रिंट कराने की कोशिश कर रहा है यूजर. तो जैसे आपने गियर लगाया तो आप फर्स्ट गियर लगाओगे, सेकंड, देन थर्ड, देन फोर्थ एंड देन फिफ्थ if the fifth gear is available. So but before allowing the gears, you should press the clutch button. Okay. So before putting the printf into your program code, you need to put standard stdoih in the header so that system knows कि हाँ ये printf function भी है. So I'm explaining you this in a layman term itself. Like, if you want to drive a car, you should know the language of the car. That means you should know how the car understands. What are the signals that I should give so that my car will understand? Similarly for the bike, if you're riding a bike, you should know what signal you should give to the bike and what are the signals that bike understand. Similarly, in the case of programming, you should know what are the signals that you should give, and you should know what are the signals that your system will understand. Okay? So that is why the syntax of the language comes. For C, that is what I said. Syntax for C is different. C++ is different. Java, it's different. Python, it's different. But the logic is almost same. Printf is being used in C. C in, C out for input output operation in C++. System.println, system.out.println is being used in Java. Similarly, in Python, there is another syntax. In R, there is another syntax. Syntax will change, but the logic will be same. Okay, gradually, once you start practicing, you could be able to code these things on your system. So what question is there in the chat window? Like say if you practice Hello World program daily. Why you will practice Hello World program daily?
So, sir, can you please tell us that what should we practice and from where should we practice?
See, once you get to know about how to run a program into code blocks, okay, then there are a lot of online platforms where you can practice different codes. Okay, अभी आपको फॉर एग्जांपल आपको बाइक चलाना है, तो आपको मैंने बोला कि बाइक चलाने के लिए आपको क्लच दबाना है और एक्सीलेटर लेना है। तो आप डेली वही नहीं करते रहोगे, आपको क्लच भी दबाना है, एक्सीलेटर भी लेना है, आपको टर्निंग भी लेनी है, राइट टर्न भी लेना है, आपको किक मारना भी आना चाहिए। ओके,
Yes,
so
sir.
for this also you should not practice same program daily, you should practice different variation on that program. For example, if I write two printf commands, printf hello world, and then I am writing in the next line printf my name is X. Okay, so then you see if you execute these two code, the same printf within what you have written in the inverted comma will be coming in the same line. Hello world, my name is X. So what variations you can do? You can use \t. \t is for tab. So those two output statement will have a space of tab into that. If you try, you can use \n. That is for new line. So the output would be printed in two lines. That is hello world. In the next line, my name is X. Okay. So hello world is the basic example of telling you how to execute program in code blocks. How to the press button, what button you need to press on the code block for compiling it, what button you need to press on the code blocks to run the program. So that is why the basic program is being taught in the first class. And the syntax, the problem of the syntax, that is stdio.h, void main, etc., would gradually get resolved once you start practicing it. Okay. So now this is the basic concept that need to be cleared before our class should start. So the syllabus of this is in unit 1 we are going to introduction to computer, then in unit 2 we are going to have programming, introduction to programming. Unit 3 and 4 are basically controls, that is functions, and then arrays, then pointers. And in unit 5 we will study structures and unions. So the self-study material is this much. that I have told you, like we all expect that you should learn from yourself also. Those are the things we are going to teach you. This is the thing that you are going to learn from yourself. If you have the better understanding of what we have taught to you, then you are going to cover these things by yourself. Okay. This is in the self-study. So basic principles, methodology, that is explained the class. It is expected that a student put in at least 2 hours of self-study for every 1 hour of classroom teaching. Further, around 10% of question will be asked on the following topics. So these topics are introduction to computer and internet, computer organization, string binary function, formatted output, file processing. So these are for self-study. Okay. The syllabus here till here unit 5 we are going to teach you. Okay. Then these are the reference books. I'll send an email or PDF of this. So you just need to know which section tells you what. So these are the reference books. There are 12 reference books that you can follow.
Sir, we will have all such kind of things in LMS, right?
See, all such kind means, I mean, the question has to be clear. I
Sir,
mean,
the PDF, the course structure and the course policies.
yeah, that will be there.
And
Once
sir,
you get the
even the
access of the
recordings will be
LMS,
there, right?
links of the recording will be there.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. So then you need to perform 10 programs in the in a due course of the semester. You need to perform 10 programs. Then you have tutorials, 12 tutorials. And then assessment policy, which is most important, that CE component, LPW component, and SE component. So CE is for continuous evaluation. LPW is for laboratory work. And SEE stands for your end semester exam. Okay. So you will have one class test, which is of 35 marks. Then you have sessional exam, which is of 35 marks. And then you have innovative assignment that you need to submit it before SEE, that will contain 30 marks. So it will, then you have LPW, that is laboratory work. In this, there will be a continuous evaluation. For each lab, you will be graded on 10 marks scale. For example, हर एक lab में आपका evaluation होगा 10 marks का. So for example, if I'm saying 10 labs you are going to do in a semester, then each lab will contain 10 marks. So you are going to be graded on 10 into 10, that is 100 marks. Each lab. So you need to perform in each lab, okay? So each lab will be evaluated on the basis of 10 marks. So finally, at the end of the semester, you will have 10 labs, so 100 marks. So 75% weightage means, for example, if I'm going to, if I'm getting out of 100 out of 100, so it would be multiplied by 0.75. 75. So that will become 75. Okay. That is why maximum marks 75. And then we have LPW exam before NSEM. So in that you will be asked about whatever you have studied till the end semester in the form of Viva for the laboratories. That will contain 25 marks. The end semester marks will be, end semester exam will be of 1 hour 15 minutes, and the maximum mark for that is 40. So there are different weightages for that also. So CE component will contain 40.4, LPW will contain 0.2, and SEE will contain 0.4. So in total, it will be 1. So with this, we can say only 40% of the component depends on end semester exam. Rest of the components, that is CE component, that is sessional, class test, innovative assignment, and then LPW we will have continuous evaluation, that is on every lab you will be graded. And then at the end you will have Viva voice. Is this clear to you all?
Class test will
Yes,
be taken
sir.
at the end of first semester or in between?
See, for once you will come almost after a month of your joining, there will be a scheduled class test. Okay.
Okay, sir.
The date is not, I'm not sure with the date. The due timetable and dates will be communicated to you after I think 10 or 15 days. So full calendar for the semester will be prepared. So in that you will be mentioned like your class test will be during these dates, your sessional exam will be during these days, your end semester exam is during these days. So all those things will be provided to you, I think within 15 or 20 days. Okay.
Okay.
First thing that will happen is class test and then sessional exam. And then before the semester ends, you will have LP Viva Voice exam that is of 25 marks, and you need to submit a innovative assignment. If you are not being able to clear the CE component before the end sem exam, you are not allowed to appear for this end sem exam. Okay. So you need to take it seriously. Yes. Any other question? I think chat box.
Sir, and after Diwali, the labs can be held offline?
Those all decisions will be taken by the management. I mean,
Like you said,
whatever
sir,
will be the
every-
decision. What
like
will
you
be
said,
what,
sir, every
yeah.
lab will be graded. So
Online,
yeah.
you need to show your code to the concerned faculty online, and you
Okay.
need to save your code on your system, and then once the LMS is accessible to all, you need to submit your codes onto that. Okay, there will be a submission link. You need to submit it over there. Then
Okay.
faculty will evaluate all those things on LMS. Okay.
Yes, sir.
What is the style of SEE? That will you want to know it on the first day itself. You need not to get afraid with these exams. If your concepts are clear, you are going to get score good marks in every component. Okay. So I've told you the assessment policy, the lesson plan you don't require right now. Anyhow I'll mail all those things to you. So any doubt till now?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So any other question? Last question I can take up if you have any before ending this class. Okay. So all good till now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So you need not to get panicked with the things like you don't know anything. Everybody who enters into engineering knows nothing.
Can I have a question?
Yeah, sure.
What is the difference between lab and tutorials? I was pretty clear till yesterday, but some classes are just confusing. I mean, was it just
Okay,
practice
okay.
lab or
In lab, you need to demonstrate those things on your laptops and PC. Okay. In tutorial, few of the concepts require more clarification. Okay. So more clarification means if I change something on a pseudocode, what will happen? If I change something in this pseudocode, what will happen? So those sort of things would be discussed mainly in tutorials. So to make you understand the logic behind that, if I'm changing something, why it is happening? See, you have the code, you can run it at your system also. The output will be known to you, but why that output is coming? There has to be a question like why this output is coming. So with which logic it is coming. So that logic need to be explained to you. I hope I have answered your question.
yes, sir. It's, yeah.
Okay. So in tutorial, a few of the things would be like number conversions. Like number conversion means from binary to decimal, decimal to binary, then hexal, then hexadecimal. So I can tell you in the class like this is the basic mathematics that you need to follow to convert these numbers. So to practice those questions, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions, the person who is sitting in the tutorial will do that. Okay, in that 1 hour, you are going to solve the problems of number conversion. So in that case, if you have any issue, any problem or any confusion, you can ask the faculty who's there in your tutorial session, or he is going to explain you how to do certain problems with example set. Okay, because in the class we don't have that much of time to give you a practice handset of 8 to 10 questions. If I'm going to do that, then my syllabus is never going to complete. So that is why we require support from tutorial, where you can practice all those things that is being taught in the class. And in a laboratory session, you need to code it on your system. I will give you a problem statement. That problem statement has to be solved by you with your basic skills and understanding that you have with the programming language. Okay. So I hope I have answered your question.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So with this, I'm ending this class because you might be having a next class at 12:10. So thank you all. We'll meet in the
Thank
next
you,
session.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
LA की लिंक आ गई क्या guys?